Coming up on OU Nightly, a group of Oklahomans are caught in the middle of Hamas. We speak to a pastor about what's happening in Israel. Plus, see how students are celebrating this Indigenous Peoples Day. And the river runs red once again. We've got the big news announced after the game. This is OU Nightly. Thanks for watching OU Nightly. I'm Mecca Thompson.
And I'm Spencer Plato. We begin tonight with the war in the Middle East and its impact right here in the heart of campus. At least 1,200 people are dead after the terrorist group Hamas launched a series of attacks over the weekend. At least 11 of those killed are Americans. The scene is described as horrific by journalists in the area and includes more than 250 bodies found at the site of a music festival where a gunman opened fire. OU Nightly's Noah Mack is live with how Oklahomans are affected at home and abroad. Noah?
Israel is thousands of miles away, but the shockwaves can be felt right here on campus.
Yeah, so the immediate reaction was a sick feeling.
That's Alan Levinson, the director of the Schusterman Center for Judaic and Israel Studies. Levinson has family and friends in Israel, including a niece and nephew.
They've already been called up for reserve duty, so that's happened within the first not even 24 hours.
Levinson says the daughter of a colleague of his was killed in the fray of the attack. And right before the camera started rolling, he got a disheartening text.
Somebody we actually had interviewed for a position here at OU was killed.
Levinson says he believes the prospective hire was living in a kibbutz, an agricultural community that was attacked by Hamas.
Somebody who we had interviewed and had thought was a pretty smart guy and would have been a good addition here.
And across the globe in Israel, another Oklahoman finds himself amidst the chaos. Mark Dunning, a pastor at Hillside Church in Blanchard, Oklahoma, is leading a mission trip in Jerusalem. They are safe, but shaken. They witness rocket strikes from the Lebanon-based terrorist group Hezbollah, but in that moment, they had no idea just how large-scale this conflict was.
So we didn't know what was happening until we got back to our room, and when we walked in the lobby, we seen their TVs. But there has been a lot of lives lost, and it's hard to fathom that that's just 45 miles down the road from here.
Dunning and the rest of his group are set to leave on Wednesday.
I will be extra thankful when I lay my head on my own pillow on American soil.
Levinson says he and others at OU will continue to be in hourly contact with loved ones in Israel because he believes the conflict will get worse before it gets better. Now, Levinson says there are plenty of online events coming up in the coming weeks that students can attend if they want to learn more about this issue. Reporting live from campus, Noah Mack, OU Nightly.
Thanks, Noah. Also on campus today, students marked Indigenous Peoples Day. The holiday is recognized by the White House in several states, but not Oklahoma. Students across campus gathered to share their Native American culture with others. OU Nightly Snowforth joins us live from Copeland Hall, where the celebration continues. Snow?
Right now in Copeland Hall, students are participating in various Native American activities such as beading, basket making, and hand games. But the celebration started earlier this morning. Take a look. Singing, dancing, and uniting. OU American Indian programs and services are gathering celebrating Indigenous Peoples Day on campus.
Regardless of it being called Columbus Day, today we usually just celebrate still being able to be here, being able to still practice our same ceremonies and still being able to just be Indigenous out in public without it being illegal.
So it's just it's a really huge thing to really just come out here and represent and dance and be able to dance for those people that have actually passed and gone through those things.
They put on this performance to recognize Indigenous peoples past.
We had a lot of trauma, historical trauma with our dances and everything else that's going on. So just to be able to be out here and dance for my ancestors, I think it's a really inspiring thing to do, especially for my Native people.
Native American students believe there is still work to be done in representing their culture.
Indigenous Peoples Day isn't technically a state-recognized holiday in Oklahoma, we're still considered Columbus Day. People don't realize that it's kind of offensive when you say that to our faces.
You know, we're all indigenous. We were all here first. We all need to be recognized in that way. We all need to be seen more with respect and dignity and all that.
We're still here. We're not extinct. We're not just history. We're still here.
The celebration will end here in Copeland Hall tonight with a potluck dinner. Reporting live, Snow Forth, OU Nightly.
Thanks, Snow. So it's not too late to celebrate. As she mentioned, you can have dinner tonight at Copeland Hall if you missed any of the Indigenous Peoples Day festivities.
Let's get over to OU Nightly meteorologist Dylan Stroko for a check on tonight's temperatures before you head out. Dylan?
Yes, it's going to be a pretty calm night tonight. Not expecting any clouds, no rain in the forecast. Could get a little windy though. Winds out of the east about 10 to 20 miles per hour and a little bit chillier. It's going to really give us a taste of that cold front that's going to come in through towards the end of next week. And then here's your fall foliage report. Much of the northern half of the country has seen those leaves start to change colors, but here in Oklahoma, not so fast. So we're going to be talking about that foliage update as well as that cold front that's going to be coming in the end of the week that could be bringing some rain chances. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Dylan. The OU Police Department is conducting active shooter training exercises this week inside Kate Center 3. Simulated gunfire may be heard intermittently near Kate Center Drive and Asp Ave between 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. The training will continue through tomorrow.
The manhunt to find who allegedly shot a Cleveland County deputy, Cameron Jenkins, continues after 6 days. Court document says he faces 4 counts, including shooting with the intent to kill and felony murder. There is currently an $11,000 reward being offered for information leading to Jenkins being arrested. Jenkins is considered armed and dangerous.
And we're continuing our coverage on the war in the Middle East. OU Nightly's Abby Williams joins us live from News Center with this international headline. Abby?
In Israel, military officials says they are conducting widespread strikes against Hamas targets. One Israeli woman pleads as 4 of her family members, including small children, were kidnapped by Hamas militants.
Thank you. All the institutions of the world that help kidnap civilians.
The Israeli defense minister says they will block deliveries of food, water, and fuel into the already blocked enclave. The Hamas spokesperson threatens to execute a hostage each time an Israeli airstrike hits Gazans in their homes. And with this war, it adds a new sense of urgency to the Speaker of the House fight. Despite the federal holiday, House Republicans plan to meet behind closed doors tonight for a special meeting on the vacancy. Because there is no elected speaker, the House cannot pass emergency military aid for Israel until lawmakers seat a new speaker. In Afghanistan, a 6.3 magnitude earthquake hit Saturday night near Herat. According to the Taliban, over 2,000 people are dead, and the United Nations estimates to find about 500 more bodies. International aid groups are working to help survivors, but the U.S. and allies cut funding to the country in 2021 when the Taliban took control. And on the COVID front, the Centers for Disease Control say U.S. adults 65 and older still make up the majority of COVID hospitalizations. Older adults also make up 88% of in-hospital deaths from the virus. Mecca, Spencer?
Thanks, Abby. Delta Airlines is experiencing some bumps in a class action lawsuit.
See how the company has reacted coming up. And if you're looking for a job, now is the perfect time.
Find out why in Money Matters when OU Nightly returns.
It may be the perfect time to try and get a job. The U.S. economy boasts strong numbers in the latest jobs report. OU Nightly's Kaylee Carnine has the breakdown in today's Money Matters.
Just alone, the restaurant, bar, and food industry added 60,700 jobs in September, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics. During the pandemic, restaurant jobs were hit hard, but now those jobs have surged past their pre-pandemic levels for the first time. The current unemployment rate is sitting steady at 3.8%. And in the air, Delta Airlines is facing turbulence as they settle with customers in a class action lawsuit. Customers claimed that during COVID, Delta would not refund their canceled flights, but only provided credit for future travel. Customers claim that this policy is unfair and deceptive. Delta must pay $27 million to customers who filed claims, but Delta still does not admit to any wrongdoing. It's the start of week 4 as the United Auto Workers continue to strike against Ford, Stellantis, and GM. This becomes the costliest auto strike in a century. According to an analysis done by the Anderson Economic Group, the strike has cost the U.S. economy over $5.5 billion in losses. Currently, more than 25,000 auto workers are striking with hopes of receiving improved wages and health care. Both sides are optimistic that an agreement could be made soon. When you wish upon a star, you may want to wish for lower Disney Plus prices. Currently, you can get a monthly plan for about $11, but come October 12th, you'll pay $14 a month. Mecca Spencer.
Thanks, Kaylee. Coming up on OU Nightly, a new expansion to OU's aviation program is taking off.
Hear what new facilities plan to build as it expands.
And off to a beautiful start this week, but we have a cold front coming in, dropping those temperatures down for the end of the week. Find out everything you need to know after the break. Well, welcome back to OU Nightly. Right now we're taking a look at the South Oval on campus right now. Lots of blue skies, no clouds today, and no rain, obviously. So it's a pretty beautiful day, and we're even going to get into the temperatures, which did stay fairly warm today. So 80s across the board, 82 here in Norman right now. Down there in Lawton, Southwest Oklahoma, you're hitting mid-80s, 85, out west 84, 77 up there in Woodward. Now tonight we're going to calm down into the 50s, so 57 degrees is that temperature tonight. It's going to get pretty chilly, chillier than we have been seeing the last couple days, but again, clear and chilly, no clouds, no rain in sight. Now, if you're sniffling your nose today, this may be why the grass, weeds, and even mold is at a high level today, not very high, excuse me, and then trees are at a low level today. So not too concerned about that, but definitely grass, weeds, and mold is really what we're going to be concerned about today for your allergens. And now here is your fall report showing lots of fall changes going on in the northern half of our country. Here in Oklahoma, we're only seeing minimal to low changes. And now with this cold front that's going to be coming in later this week, we're really going to start to see those leaves change on the trees. Now here is your Tuesday planner showing the temperatures warming up into the 80s by the afternoon. Plenty of sunshine as you go throughout the day, hitting about 86 as your high tomorrow at around 5 p.m. Now here is your future temperatures showing that cold front that's going to be coming in later this week. We're seeing temperatures really going to be staying consistent in the 80s throughout the next couple of days. But then Thursday night is where we're going to see that cold front start to make its way into the state, and then all the temperatures behind it are going to drop down into the 50s. So definitely going to make it feel a lot more like fall. And now with that cold front, we're only seeing a very low rain chance on Thursday. But other than that, it's going to stay pretty dry for our area. And then here's your futurecast. We're going to time that out for you. Again, Friday around midnight, Thursday night, Friday morning. This is when we're going to see a chance for some showers and thunderstorms, especially here in central and eastern Oklahoma. But again, that is the only really real chance for rain we are seeing, as you can see, across the next 7 days. We have lots of sunshine going on, plenty of 80s to start off this week. We're going to see that cold front that's going to come in on Thursday, drop those temperatures down into the 60s by Friday, and for a beautiful, pleasant weekend up ahead.
Yeah, I have to say, I'm definitely looking forward to some outdoor fall activities.
I would have to agree. Thanks, Dylan. The University of Oklahoma's aviation program is taking their facility to new heights. The Pigman Family Charitable Fund made a generous contribution to the program. Director of the program, Eric Ridra, says this is just the beginning of the growth.
One of the things we're getting right now is new airplanes, and obviously with Oklahoma weather, they have to be in a hangar when bad weather hits. And right now we're out of space. The future of that hangar is actually going to be the centerpiece of a future center of excellence for aviation, where the hangar will be the anchor, and then we will have classrooms, office space built around that.
OU now flies 7 days a week after aviation enrollment doubled last year and is expected to reach 600 students in the next 2 years.
The OU women's tennis team made program history over the weekend.
And some former Sooners showed out in the NFL. OU Nightly Sports' Britton Ross has more in sports.
Thanks, ladies. Our OU Nightly sports team was at the Cotton Bowl, where Oklahoma football had their biggest game of the year on Saturday against Texas. And one player returned to Norman with more than just the golden hat. Find out who won what next in sports. Hello, I'm Britton Ross, and it's time for sports. The Red River rivalry game was an instant classic, and our Pierce Levelholtz has more from the Cotton Bowl.
The final Big 12 Red River rivalry was nothing short of an all-time classic, with highlights from the Sooners on both sides of the ball. Oklahoma had their backs against the wall with just 77 seconds remaining, just enough time for another case of Sooner magic. Dillon Gabriel led the Sooners down the field, including this 28-yard pass to Drake Stoops. After a huge pass interference call, Oklahoma was in the red zone. Gabriel drops back and finds Nick Anderson in the corner of the end zone for the game winner as Oklahoma stuns Texas 34-30. Despite his efforts, Gabriel said it was much more of a team effort.
I'll start out. This is our moment, and I'm a big team guy. This is what we've worked for. This is, the off-season training with, coach pushing us. This is a team effort. I always say it. There's no, throw without a block, and there's no, pitch without a catch.
I don't put any limits on what Dillon can do. He's playing as confident as anybody on our team right now, and I think he understands the collective parts of the rest of the offense and the defense and the kicking game. And he's just a guy that he's gonna find a way to get it done.
Reporting from the Cotton Bowl, Pierce Levelholtz, OU Nightly.
Thanks, Pierce. Dillon Gabriel cemented himself as an OU legend for his game-winning drive against Texas. Gabriel was named the Big 12 Offensive Player of the Week for the second time this season, his fifth win overall. Gabriel totaled nearly 400 yards and 2 TDs, including this game winner to redshirt freshman Nick Anderson. And over in the pros, former Sooner receiver Marquise Hollywood Brown scored on this 25-yard touchdown in the Cardinals' loss to the Cincinnati Bengals. And Philadelphia Eagles QB Jalen Hurts totaled 375 yards and 2 TDs in Philly's win versus the Rams. And switching over to the court, OU women's tennis duo Dana Guzman and Alina Sherbinina won Oklahoma's first ITA All-American doubles title on Sunday. The duo defeated 3 ranked opponents with 2 in the top 20. The Sooners now travel to the ITA Central Regionals on October 12th. And Oklahoma soccer received a point in the Big 12 standings after a scoreless draw with Cincinnati on Sunday. Goalie Olivia Ramey recorded 4 saves in her first conference start of the season. Mecca, Spencer.
Thanks, Britton. If you find yourself having seasonal blues, one particular prescription may be the cure you need. That's coming up on OU Nightly.
Plus, we're getting a final look at the forecast and what you can expect ahead of the upcoming cold front when OU Nightly returns.
I'm Chewy Dominguez at the OU Nightly Update Desk. I want to let you know if you're heading to Walgreens later this evening, you might notice a long wait time at the pharmacy. According to an anonymous source from CNN, they confirm pharmacists, technicians, and support staff are walking out through Wednesday. It's due to an overwhelming demands of prescription shots and other services. Spencer, Mecca.
As the OU Texas weekend comes to an exciting end, we're happy to share that the OU Food Pantry won the Red River Food Fight competition against the University of Texas.
The Sooners gathered over 5,000 donations, and combined, both schools collected about 8,000 pounds in non-perishable goods. Please continue to support the OU Food Pantry and help fight food insecurity.
Well, we got 3 wins this past weekend with the football game, OU Food Pantry, and the cooler weather.
You know, we definitely did. Now let's get one last check at our forecast for the rest of the week. Dylan?
Yeah, you guys are mentioning cooler weather, and that is definitely on the horizon for us. As you could see, Friday we went from 83 to 67, and that's going to be because we have a cold front coming in on Thursday, and it's really going to drop those temperatures down to make them feel a little bit more seasonable. But as you can see, throughout the next 7 days, we have plenty of sunshine. Do have a little bit of a chance for rain on Thursday. Nothing major, though. Like I said, plenty of sunshine, pretty gusty winds to start off the week, and a beautiful weekend up ahead with temperatures in the 60s.
Thanks, Dylan, and thank you for watching OU Nightly. I'm Mecca Thompson.
And I'm Spencer Plato. Be sure to watch OU Nightly live weekdays at 4:30. Good night.